time to expose myself. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about my first times. Yes, not just the first time, but my first times in general, okay? Like, everyone calm down. This is like an old YouTube trend. Like, I remember making this video back in 2015.
Hey yo, it's Kate and today I'm doing the first time tag.
When I literally had no subscribers, and I remember the first time I made this video, I basically told the story of my first date, and I literally rinsed the guy. And I was still in school with him. Like, what an idiot. It's like a tight-knit school as well. There's only like 150 people in every year. I don't know, I baited myself out, idiot. But now I have some sort of platform, I don't care. You get the gist. We're gonna be exposing myself pretty much. And also I just thought that I'd do a mukbang at the same time. It's not really a mukbang at all. I've literally just made myself Nutella on toast and I'm literally eating breakfast with you because why not? It's an intimate space. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get to it. First time clubbing. My first time clubbing was actually not illegal. Everyone asked me, they're always like, oh, so when did you get a fake ID? I've never had a fake ID in my whole entire life. Like, I'm too much of a goody two-shoes. Basically, the first time I went clubbing was on my 18th birthday. My birthday's quite early on in the year, so I was born on January 4th. So, like, all my friends, like, they were born, like, later on in the year, so they all had to have, like, fake IDs. And my one friend, Izzy, didn't have a fake ID, and I was like, well, we're obviously going out clubbing because I'm 18, and obviously I'm legal, so we're gonna go out clubbing. She was like, what the hell are we gonna do? And I was like, well, we're gonna obviously sneak in. So lame. I searched up on Google, what is the best club to go in London? Don't ever do that. Regret, major regret. We basically went to this club called Fez, and it's in Putney. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, when we got to the club, it was me and 3 of my friends, and basically 2 of my friends, they both had fake IDs because they had their sisters' IDs. They queued in the queue. There's like a smoky area in Fez, and Fez, it doesn't have like, well, back at the time, oh my god, that would be like 4 years ago, that's crazy. Back at the time, it didn't have like ID scanner. It's just like a security guard who like looked your ID, because like all other clubs you try to get into, they will have like scanners to see if that's like legit or whatever. We're gonna have to sneak through the smoky area. So basically there was just like these little barricades. So you basically made friends outside. We're like, hey, how are you? Oh my god, hey, wow, you know, smoky areas chat. We were just like, hey, do you mind if we just like sneak in? And they were like, yeah, sure, come on then. And then we just acted like we were there. If you have confidence and you act like you're somewhere where you're not meant to be, it works. And then we just snuck into the club, and that was it. Technically, I didn't actually use my ID on my 18th birthday. Yeah, like clubbing, got with a guy. Yeah, actually, that was really gross. I'm pretty sure he was like 30 as well. Let's just not talk about it. Anyways, first time getting your period. Aww, I actually remember. It was actually really, really wholesome. Basically, I just woke up one morning, school routine. I went to go pee and I pulled down my pants. I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh, like, fuck yes, like finally, because like all my friends already had theirs and I was gagging to get my period. Which I just say, never again would I ever wish to get my period. Well, except for if I had a pregnancy scare, but never again would I wish to have my period early at the teenager years. You get what I mean. We were about to get into the car, me and my mum to go on the school run. And I was like to my mum, I was like, Mum, I've started. She was like, oh, my baby. And I remember she hugged me for so long. She was like, you're turning into a woman. I was like, oh, stop. I was like, Mum, please. I was like, this is a flex now. Yeah, that was the first time I got my period. First time blacking out. I actually remember this vividly. Well, I don't obviously because I blacked out, but like obviously I remember why I blacked out. It was a post-GCSE party. It was on results day. I just remember I just like just fucking going for it. I was just like, I'm invincible. I drunk so much I don't even remember. There's a video of me which is so cursed. If I have it, I'll put it up here, but it's not. Well, it's not like a bad look, but like I just mud myself off.
And what just happened? Okay, so Kate tried to jump down some steps. Went a bit too far and fell down the next floor. I don't know if I hurt myself or not.
I just remember like just drinking to my heart's galore, and I remember like just a part of the night just like completely vanished from me. Then I remember coming into consciousness for 1 second, and I was like next to like a campfire with all my friends, and I remember just hiccuping for hours. It felt like hours. It probably was like 10 minutes, but it felt like hours. And I woke up the next morning in a room I didn't recognize. Everyone stayed around because it was my friend's house, so I woke up in her sister's room on the floor with all my makeup off. Good for me, you know, blackout cake, well done, skincare. And yeah, I woke up the next morning still drunk, and I had another party the next day as well, which I went to, and that was the first time I truly felt hungover. I literally had to have Pepto-Bismol. That's how hungover I felt. So first kiss. Disclaimer, I was a child, I didn't know any better. I think I was 5 years old. Me and my little boy friend, we had this little game called Mummies and Daddies. I'm pretty sure it's a universal experience where everyone's playing Mummy and Daddies when they were literal toddlers. The thing is, I vividly remember this because technically this is my first kiss. Technically, okay? It sounds really weird because I'm talking about my 5-year-old self. He was 5 as well, can I just say? Oh my god, he threw himself on me and started kissing me, and I freaked out. I remember pushing him off me. Like, this was like one of my core memories from when I was like a literal fetus, and running into the other room and be like, Mommy, kiss me, and I was literally like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to feel. Like, this was like so weird. Like, I was 5 years old. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. And technically, that was my first kiss. Do you count your first kiss as like a sober kiss? Because my first kisses when I was like, I don't know, a teenager, were definitely drunk. WKD drunk. I could tell you that my first ever sober kiss story, I didn't actually get with a boy boy sober until I was 17 years old. I'm gonna tell you my first kiss story. It was actually really cute. It was actually really sweet. Basically, I went on like a little like date. I think not really, we didn't really call it a date. It was more like just a day out. So he basically went out to Wagamama's, and then like he walked me home, and we sat on like the steps of my flat, and like we sat out there and we were like just talking for a bit. And I was like, oh my god, like I think we're gonna kiss. And I was like stone cold sober, and I was like fucking shitting myself. And then I just kind of like turned to him, and he turned to me, and he was like, oh, can I kiss you right now? And I was like, yeah. And then we kissed. It was so cute though, it was really sweet. The relationship did go down in shambles, but like still, it was sweet in the moment. First time drinking. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was 14 years old, and basically my best friend got like a, I don't even know, she was 14 as well. She got like a set of like mini Absolute vodkas, like different flavors for Christmas. And we were like, should we try it? We all allocated each other like one bottle of Absolute to each other. By the way, I'm talking about the Absolute bottles were this small. Like they weren't even like the airplane size, they were smaller than that. So we all had one, and we were like, okay, 3, 2, 1, all at once, let's take a shot. By the way, I'm meaning a shot as in like a capful, and a capful from one of those mini bottles is literally a tongue dip. Necked it back, and then we kind of sat there and we were like, so now what? And we just waited. I remember it was with my friend Izzy, and Izzy was like, guys, is the room spinning? I was like, I feel nothing. I think basically the psychological effects. I saw Izzy was like getting drunk, so now I was like, oh okay, fine, like yeah, I'm drunk as well. And we started like just getting on crack at hours, and then we just went to sleep. It was just like one of those sleepovers where we were just like, oh my god, let's try for the first time. But yeah, we really did not. We didn't drink a lot of it. We did not drink enough to even remotely feel tipsy. Like as in like, yeah, I know my tolerance would have been so low because I was literally 14 years old, but at the same time, a tongue dip? Jesus Christ, Kate. But it's actually so cute and innocent to look back at. But yeah, that was the first time I drunk, I think. First time you ever smoked. I have actually never smoked a cigarette my whole entire life, ever, like genuinely ever. And I pinky promise the whole entire world, to this day I have never, because I had such a stigma against smoking when I was younger, because basically my mom and my stepdad both smoked, so I was like so like against it, and I was like, oh fuck smoking. And I was like, if I ever smoke, I let myself down. I've never seen the incentive to like e-cigarettes, cigarettes, vapes, like anything like that. Like what's the point of sucking on something? That sounds so wrong. I don't know, I don't get the hype. First heartbreak. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I think you feel heartbreak the most when you're younger. Like basically I had this like boyfriend who wasn't really my boyfriend, but kind of was my boyfriend, but it wasn't like a situationship. It was like we were obviously like each other's, but we weren't like official. It was so weird. Anyways, I think I was like 16. It's so like self-inflicted, but basically I went out with him for like 2 weeks. I think I got commitment issues. Yeah, no, literally commitment issues. I just broke up with him after like a week, so I was like, oh no, I can't be in a relationship. So I broke up with him, and then I cried about it, and like I was the one who was like so heartbroken about it. I had Tori Kelly on repeat. I was like upset. I was distraught. But yeah, it was very self-inflicted heartbreak. So technically that was my first heartbreak, so I remember feeling feelings. Oh my god, like I had like 2 heartbreaks. Oh, have I had 2? I think I've maybe had 3 heartbreaks since then, and they've all been the same feelings, and it's fucking gut-wrenching. It's actually, yeah, nothing I'd wish upon my worst enemy. Heartbreak is fucking awful. First time you felt insecure. Okay, I remember this to a fucking T, like the actual day core memory. I remember I started going on the pill because I was becoming sexually active, you know, whatever. I think I probably told my mum that I was going on it for my skin and for my period, but your girl was doing bits. And the pill, I think there's something about it. I think it gives you like massive water retention. So basically I started feeling so bloated. I was on it for like 3 years, and after I came off it, which is literally been like a couple months ago, I felt the most confident I've ever felt in my body since I was literally 17, when I literally first went on it. So when I was 17, I remember like looking in the mirror and I was like, oh my god, like I feel so fat. Like I wasn't. I literally wasn't. Like if I look back at myself then, I'll be like, shut up. So I remember looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I gotta go for a run. And then I basically put on my gym stuff. I was literally about to walk out the door. My mum was like, so where are you going? I was like, I'm going on a 5k run. I'm ugly. And then she was like, what? And then I just had like a massive hug. And then like I think my stepdad came and gave me a massive hug. And I was like, I hate my body. So yeah, the pill for confidence levels did not help at all. Fuck the pill. If I was going on the pill again, I'll go on like a different type, 110%. First fight. I actually can't tell you that because I don't know. I've never had like an actual fight with someone. Oh, wait. But like I was thinking like, oh, like from like when I was younger. I don't fight with people. Like I'm not a fighter. If someone shouts at me, I don't shout back. I literally just take it. It actually might have been this year, you know, not like physical fight, but like obviously not physical. Can you imagine me like swinging at someone, like having a little cat fight? In my whole entire life, I've never been confrontational, never like gone up to someone out of my way and being like, okay, you done me wrong, let's talk about it. It might be last year. Oh yeah. I've kind of spoken about this on my channel before, but basically it was between me and Kami. I vividly remember it because it was like at the end of the night, me and Kami were both at different parties. We'd basically fallen out over something, which I can't really say. Yeah, it was just a screaming match back and forth, and I remember it was in my bedroom, and I remember just like the pointing of the fingers, like the screaming back and forth, you know, it just wasn't helping. It was also at the end of the night. We were both drunk and we were literally just like wow. So yeah, I'd say that's my first actual fight. I think that was the first time I actually was confrontational to someone and I was like, no, you're done, like let me speak my piece. But I can't tell you the context of that because I would get shot. So yeah, let's move on. First time doing the deed. Well, I've actually explained this in detail before on my channel. I'm gonna give you a shortened version. It was planned. I was like texting the boy I was seeing at the time, and like I remember we were talking about losing opportunities to each other. Yeah, cringe, really cringe shit. It was not like off the bat, out of the blue type thing. It was literally like planned, like to the T, to the night, to the date. Do you get me? It was with someone who I really respected. He respected me, and it was nice. No, it wasn't actually. I really did not. I fucking cried after it. I cried. I remember he was like really jet lagged and basically he fell asleep like afterwards, and I literally remember like lying next to him like in his arms and I cried. So yeah, that's good. First time sleeping at a guy's house. The guy who I broke my heart over. We're gonna have a sleepover and like his mum put us in separate bedrooms. So I was in his sister's room and he was in his room. Obviously he snuck into my room in the middle of the night and it was fun. We did not kiss. We were such little like dweebs. Do you get me? Like I don't think we cuddled. Like it was literally one of those like such sweet little innocent like sleepovers. Yeah, that was the first time I slept around a guy's house. First time you threw up from drinking. This one time I remember when I was 17. I forgot everything happened when I was 17. Jesus Christ. I was on holiday with my friend Izzy and her family. Me, her and her brother wanted to like drink after like a little like family meal or whatever. So we went to the beach. We got like Sunny D, like orange juice and a bottle of vodka, and then just like halved out the orange juice and just put the whole bottle of vodka in it. We were chugging from this bottle of Sunny D. I blacked out that night. Jesus Christ, if I have any videos from that night, I think this is one of them. Yeah, I'll put it here. It was so embarrassing. I remember I was just rolling around the sand in my mouth, sand in my eyes, sand in my hair. Because like obviously we were on a beach and like we were trying to find motives, but obviously we were like 17 and underage, so we couldn't get anywhere without an ID. So literally just drunk on the beach. Her dad came to pick us up, so I was sitting in the back of the car with my head like hanging out the window, and I remember being like I was like gagging, and I was throwing up outside the window all down the side of the car. So yeah, and then there was just like, you know that point where you're having hiccups and it's just not good news, you know it's just not gonna be good news. And I got back to their villa and I threw up in the toilet all night. I remember waking up the next morning feeling fun and fresh though, so maybe tactical chundering is the way forward. But it wasn't tactical. Anyways, first time getting played by a boy. It's the same fucking guy. I wonder if this guy has been watching, but basically I went to a new school and he stayed in the same school because I changed schools for sixth form because I wanted to change schools. And basically I went to this one Halloween party on the first year of when I changed schools, so it was like October, so it was literally like 2 months in of like sixth form. We went to a party together. We got together at the party obviously because we were like kind of like a thing. We were like still seeing each other. We were like, oh, we can make it work, like long distance can work. Obviously I had like such a good night. 2 months later I found out that he also got with another girl on that night, and we were still seeing each other at this point, seeing each other, we weren't official. I basically found out he got with another girl on that night and I was like, what the actual fuck? I was like, I've been played. The fact I didn't even find out like on the night, or like, and I found out 2 months later, I was like, what the fuck? So that was the first time I got played. It was also the first time I confronted someone as well, because I remember texting the girl being like, why didn't you tell me? And she was like, oh, I don't know, it wasn't really my place, like me and him like talked about it and he said we shouldn't say anything, and I was like, snakes. But yeah, I'm so over it now. It was just like, it was like young love. It wasn't even love, I don't think. Like, it was just like young crush. First boyfriend. My first boyfriend I had when I was 17. I remember when I was with Kami, like he'd always be like, Kate, I'm your first boyfriend, remember that? And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, I've had a boyfriend before. First time being recognized as a TikToker instead of a YouTuber. I remember this clear as day. I was in Ministry of Sound. I remember I was dancing my little ass off. I remember a girl pointed at me. She was like, oh, I need that TikToker. And by the way, this was like when I was 19, so this was like 3 years ago, and I wasn't really on TikTok. I did TikTok literally for a YouTube video at that point. I didn't do it like seriously or anything. I didn't mean to be, but like I was like offended when you were called a TikToker. That would be an insult back in the day. Like now obviously TikTok, one of my biggest platforms, so call me a TikToker all you want. First time doing bits, I actually can't be asked. Let's move on. First date. I remember the first time I went on a date was in school. We basically went to Wagamama's and I ordered myself a chicken katsu curry. I never had a chicken katsu curry before and I'm actually not very good with spice. Okay, before you say anything, I know a chicken katsu curry isn't even spicy, but back then I was so bad at spice, I found that spicy, okay? And basically our plan was to go to cinema afterwards. Chicken katsu curry, date, cinema, plus nerves. I was fucking sweating. She was just like sitting there and I was like, I'm gonna fucking shit myself. The katsu curry did not go down well with me. We were in the cinema and we were watching The Martian, and I remember I think he put his arm around me and I was like, oh my god, is he gonna try and kiss me? So I was obviously shitting bricks this whole 2 hours of this film whilst having like my stomach churning from the katsu curry and the nerves. So yeah, we didn't go on another date, but yeah, it happened. First time sneaking out. I don't think I've ever snuck out. And that's what I'm saying, I'm such a little loser. I was such a little goody two shoes. I wouldn't do anything which like could put me in danger or like think my mum thought I was in danger. So I don't think I've ever snuck out. I missed out that whole entire part of my fucking childhood. Can you imagine like the rush you get? Because like obviously now I'm legal in every single sense. Like even like I'm in America, like I could literally legally get alcohol. Now like it's kind of boring. There's not like risk anymore for like anything I do. Like if I sneak out, like I live in my own flat. Like what do you want me to do? It's kind of boring, but I mean that's the truth. So yeah, anyways, that was my first time. God damn, the first time challenge. It's been years, it's been actual years. Hope you enjoyed all the story times behind every first time. Yeah, I might get some shit for this.